streaming. All right. Is that okay? All right. All right. Wow, how am I getting subscribers and I'm failing at a stream? Is it working? Because it sounds like a echo factory here. How is the sound? Is it like normal to you? Because it sounds like garbage to me. All right. Seems like everyone thinks it sounds. Now, why am I hearing like a weird double? All right. Let me. I don't want to monitor that. There we go. All right. So apparently OBS lost all my audio settings. Yay! And there wasn't even an update. Like, what the French toast? You know what I mean? Wow. And somehow I gained subscribers doing that. Like, thanks. Like, that's fucking weird. But cool. So we're good. Let me look over here. Let me push play. That looks like that's doing something. All right. Like I said, it ain't a scruff stream unless something breaks. It's funny, it lost my mic, but the gimmick sounds worked. Anyway, I guess we'll just we'll just start all over. For all of you, oh, are you kidding me? This is the video. Oh, let me go live there. This is getting ridiculous. The stream's current bitrate 0 is not recommended. Yeah, I fucking bet. Oh my god. I think we're here. No, I'm not going to pause the porn downloads. And anyway, all those downloads are on a different computer. Keep talking, it might sort itself out. Yeah. Let me refresh this page, see if it pushed through, because it seems like it's connected now. Alright. Refresh. Where's... Oh my god, I hit a bunch of the wrong buttons. Refresh. If it's stuck. That's what I'm going to do over here. All right. We're going to go ahead and assume that it's going to work. That's my naughty word for today. All right, so we're going to try again. Ugh. The audio is probably be peaking a little bit because I was dicking with it, and when I was, whoa, yeah, hold on, let me turn that. All right, the audio was probably peaking because I'm like, I was way, because I was way up on it. All right. So, welcome to the stream if you're still here. Holy shit, sorry about that. The fucking thing was working like an hour ago. Like, I'm gonna have to start doing test streams for the test stream before I do a goddamn test stream. Anyway, welcome, I'm Scruff Dog. Now you can actually hear me. Apparently today is my channel's 17th birthday. I just got that notification during the Clive stream, and my first uploaded video was me riding a motorcycle through the Seven Sisters with 9 Inch Nails as my background music. So my very first video was copyright claimed immediately, and it is still buffering. What is going on? Like, let me tell us what happened. Tell us what's with. Let me see my resources here, because this doesn't make sense why I keep buffering. Network. Like, processes are good. Performance. Everything's chill as shit. Ethernet ain't doing a damn thing. But the Wi-Fi is. Why is the Wi-Fi so busy? I wonder if the Ethernet connection's acting weird. Oh, that's weird. If it keeps acting up, what's up, Bobcat? I'll try to catch those as they come in because I can't actually hear them. It's weird. If it gets weird, I'll because I like to keep Wi-Fi on as a backup. So I'll turn it off if it keeps buffering because I'm going to keep a live watch on the stream there because it looks like it's still screwing up. And it is. All right. If it keeps borking up, we'll, I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off and see if the Ethernet kicks in or if something's wrong with the router. Just spotted the dancing kitty. Yes, there's a couple little Halloween things that go with the stream elements deal. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's see. So welcome to the stream. Let's do a quick toast to technical difficulties and to anyone that actually decided to hang out, and even those that subbed in the middle of chaos. So thank you. Apparently we're, we just hit 700. So 700, 17th birthday. You actually hung out for a while. There's 178. Oh, lots of sevens. So 7. Cheers. God, I cannot, at this point, I cannot wait till I fire this fucker up. Let me close that. It says we're sending it. Yeah, kill the Wi-Fi. We'll turn off. Fine for about a minute or so. Yeah, just keep. Some got buffering. All right, you know what? At least we got the toast out. We'll see how it. It's still fucking buffering. All right, you know what? I'm going to kill the Wi-Fi. We're going to see what happens. I may have to restart the router. I wonder if that's what part of the problem is. So good luck, everybody. I'll see you in a minute. It was weird that Wi-Fi would be turned on. But here we go. I'm going to click the switch. Are we back? Big hands. 1 and 2 and hey, we are on. We're on the network. I don't know why it preferred the network. Open widget error. Just nothing but errors. I don't know. But either way, we're on Wi-Fi now, so I guess we'll see if it gets any better. So, real quick, while it's actually working, we'll go ahead and welcome new members to the Gaggle of Goofballs, my channel membership thing. We have 404 Not Found joined. We were going to try and figure out how to give him a membership because he revolutionized the Thermo woofle, which we're going to have in a minute because we're actually really late for that. Actually, it's we're late for everything. Fucking hell. So welcome 404, welcome someone bloody random, and welcome Econ5 Cat to the Gaggle Goofballs. That gives us 21 strong, so now we're legally allowed to drink in the United States. While everything's working, I'm not seeing much buffering, although I'm still getting an error over here. YouTube is not receiving enough video for a stable connection. Well, we'll see what we can do, because that doesn't make sense. Over here it says I'm sending it at 25 megs a second with no dropped network frame rates. So maybe YouTube's just being a boner. Yeah, I'm going to ignore the error for now. It'll sort itself out most likely. It seems like we're doing okay. Let's see if the I got to start up the thermal cam. Oh, yeah. Thermal cam, that's a little different now. They did a software update, and that was almost another technical difficulty because when I first started it, it looked like total ass because all the settings were weird. But it seems to have sorted itself out, although it does do a lot of more recalibration refreshing. So I guess just kind of work with me here on that one. Well, let's go ahead and drop a VertoThermoWhoofle. If you haven't seen this one yet, this is kind of going to be my new gimmick. Well, gimmick. I'll explain when I say gimmick. I don't mean that in a negative fashion. There we go. All right, so we're going to switch over to a ThermoWhoofle, and then we'll do the 6 o'clock toast, assuming at this point, I'm sure the house is just going to burst into flames. All right. New tricks. Whoa. All right, where are we at here? Let's get lined up. Yep, we're in a good spot. So now we're looking at the fire rig. Woofle. You get to see the face hugger in the corner. Woofle. Sorry, it's so twitchy. I don't really like that with the new one. It's a lot twitchier. Do one more. Woo. That's a pretty good one. And that is the new Thermo VertoThermoWhoofle, which I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just going to be the new standard woofle for the channel. Let me switch back over because it's in like freaking getting into seizure mode. Sam online, welcome to the Gaggle of Goofballs. I don't know if an alert popped up for that. Oh, there it is. There is the new Gaggle alert thingy. Don't worry, I'm not going like full gimmick. When I say gimmick, that just means like the little things you do in the channel, like how we kind of stole, like I kind of took the woofle from Clive, but then I've messed with it and now I'm doing something different with it. So that's kind of going to be our new gimmick, I guess we'd say. Like I don't know that we really need to do a regular VertoWhoofle anymore because that woofle's pretty fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Signature moves. There you go, Kevin Hardesty. So I think we're going to probably stick to that. We'll give Clive the live fire. I'll take the thermal fire, and then, you know, we mix it up a little bit. Everybody's happy. Everything's catching on fire, and what is that? That was fucking big. And did you hear that? Did you hear? Holy shit. Wow. I have to check my, yeah, I guess that may have been a helicopter. That, like, wow. Sorry. Anyway, so we got the new Goofballs and Sam online, so that gives us up to 22. Pretty soon we'll be able to, once we hit 25, we'll be able to get cheaper car insurance. That's literally a thing. It is a guideline on car insurance. If you don't know, you get into a cheaper tier once you're 25. All right, well, it's 6 p.m. I guess let's do a 6 p.m. toast, and let's go ahead and toast that to Clive for his 1 million subscribers. We were there on the Patreon stream when it happened, so cheers to Clive. I don't know that he's still watching, but oh no, he said he had something to do. He's going to take a battery apart. Hey, what's up, Ginger? So, cheers to Clive for his 1 million, and I guess we'll throw a little 17th birthday to this channel. Oh shit. So cheers, and cheers to you for hanging out. Stream's current bit rate of 25 megs a second is currently higher than recommended. You know, it just got a bitch. Like YouTube just has to complain about something. I've considered dropping from 25 megs maybe to 20, but I don't know if that's going to screw up the what I'm going for with a kind of a crisp look or not. Who knows? Let's see. So we're all out of whack on the schedule. We did a toast. We got the ThermoWhoofle. We got some people. We didn't really talk about plans because we're deep in those plans right now. Redneck Atheist says my insurance dropped about 200 a year at 45. Mine did not. When I called to change it from married to divorced, the lady was like, well, you do realize it's going to cost you another 15 bucks every 6 months. I went, oh yeah, it's worth it. Don't worry. She's like, you know, some people just kind of leave it for a while and don't really worried about changing it from married to divorce. I'm like, no, I'm good. Really, just go. I'll wait. I'm going to hear that click. Click. There you go. Thank you. That's worth the fucking headache. Yeah, you know what? Just to roll on past that before we get into, you know what? Let's move past the issue. We're doing well now. What do we have for topics? Oh, carrying on from the boom lifts Clive was talking about. We actually had a vague conversation about that, a chitty chat. Um, Falling out of the top, that is something that I used to worry about too until you actually started working on them. And I'm sure there's at least one goofball on here that can confirm this. When you're extending those booms out, there is a mechanical stop on each layer, but it will pretty much never hit that mechanical stop, because what actually limits the amount of push, the length of the stroke, is the piston itself. However long the chrome rod in the cylinder is coming out, when that hits the end, the gland nut, as they call it, yes, it's a gland nut. I don't name these things, people. But when it hits that, that's when it stops. And it will not get up to the actual mechanical stop on the boom. And if it did, it would be a hell of a time to push past it. If somehow, the rod magically lengthened itself. But you're fine. I was at George Mason University in DC on a JLG 160, and I pulled that son of a bitch up to the top of the hill and expanded the wheels out. That's one where if you want to go big ups, you got to drive, and as you're driving, the wheelbase will actually expand to almost twice what it normally would be for more stability. And I took it 160 feet straight up on top of a hill, and I could see most, a good portion of southern Washington, D.C. and into Virginia. But let me tell you, when you're 160 feet up and the base that you're on is no more than maybe 15 feet by 15 feet, and you're 160 feet up, you do get a little bit of that butthole pucker, especially even just the slightest breeze. And yeah, Big Clive says sometimes they stop with a bang, sometimes they have a cushion built in, and sometimes you just start slowing it down because you know it's going to be like, and of course when it stops, the whole thing's like wob, wob, wob. But that's 160 feet straight up on one of them things is freaking crazy. I used to PM the one at George Mason University every year. Or was I doing that twice a year? I think I was only doing that. No, I think I was doing that twice a year. I think they wanted once, but I said, oh, no, I'm going to do it twice a year because it's aerial equipment, which means people can fall and die. Which means I want to look at it a little bit more often. Doesn't it pop the chains? Asks username 1. These do not have chains. It is just straight up, just push, it's whatever the cylinder's got. Just straight up stroke of the cylinder, whereas a forklift uses a welcome, Patrick. Welcome to the Goofballs. Enjoy the insanity. It's 23. Wow, we're almost cheaper insurance. But anyway, a forklift uses what the fuck is that? When the pulley system, you cut it in half. It's because I'm not high enough yet. You know what I mean? Like pulleys and block and tackle and some pivots. No, not pivot. The thing. See, technical difficulties really scramble my brain because I'm trying to chill, but then I got to start thinking, and I'm already high. But y'all know what you mean. Anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, multiple purchase. I feel like there's some weird thing for it, but when you're cutting the weight in half, because on a forklift, the cylinder pushes up on the chain, so the mast on one side is holding half the weight, and the carriage on the other side is, it's holding all the weight, but the weight is distributed in half on the cylinder. I don't know. You know what I mean. But anyway, boom lifts don't have that. They're just straight stroke on these cylinders. Even on the lifting booms, the extension booms, the little, basket turret and basket level and all that. On a boom lift, there should be no chains, and the closest thing you'll see to a chain is what the cables go on, and that's more of a flat track, but it kind of looks like a chain to some people. The forky things, counterbalance. Mechanical advantage. My 67. That's what I was looking for. Like what I was thinking of. Mechanical advantage for when you're cutting the weight in half using like block and tackle and pulley systems. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna hit this vape. This is that same strawberry. Was it strawberry blonde, strawberry blend from like 2 weeks ago? It's a 1 grammer, so it's kind of big. Well, rack opinion, that's kind of a steering thing. Well, in my head. Hey, let's make sure the I got a PCam works. Or mic. I think that's working. Looks like it is. Oh yeah, I got another thing for mission control. I added an EQ. Thought that was kind of neat. It's kind of neat when you watch and you look at your voice, and I'm like, wow, I really do have a much lower end voice. That is 20 to 20, yeah, 20 to 20K on the frequency. Figured out I'm going to try and make the mission control screen where all like just weird stuff. Like I may put like a radar screen, like weather radar down in the corner. Obviously, it's a good place to say hi to the Gaggle, and I haven't added the new people just yet, but we'll get there. But just in case you're new, this is another one of my little gimmicks. Signature move. I'm sorry, signature move. Is that what we call it now? Coach Seagal got me fired up with the new fiery stringer scene selector as well. Coach Steven Seagal there. Let's see. Hydraulic system, chain pulley system, yeah. Hand-rolled gelato OG auto for me, says Sam online. That's the flour I have is green gelato. I got a half ounce of it from the dispensary, but a week and a half ago. Reminds me of Winamp visualizer, says Gasmaster. Yeah, that's kind of, even with Winamp, I always want it to as fine tune as possible on the EQ. I just like, sorry, let's like still on the preview screen. Let me get that off. It's going to bug me. I'm going to keep looking at it. And do that. All right. What's up, Paul Norman? Welcome to the stream. I had a broken TV that looked like that. Yeah, I've only had, wow, in my life, I've only had 3 devices with LCDs that broke. It was a monitor, one of my TV, well, actually it was a monitor, one of my cheap free monitors I got from work, a few years ago. I think Ronnie jumped on it, but that was my fault. It was sitting flat with the screen up, and that was in a spot where he apparently jumps. That wasn't a big deal. I kept it for parts. That one, I had a phone with an issue at work a couple years ago. And another TV monitor, like years ago, I broke one. But I've been pretty good. This phone, like this phone here. Oh no, one of my other phones I broke the screen. Oh, that's what it was. Well, this phone here, luckily the screen protector on it has saved it multiple times, to the point I just had to put a new screen protector on. Mikey Peters has subscribed to your channel. Welcome, Mikey Peters, if you're still here. Just saw the notification. So hopefully I won't have to deal with that. Broken LCD screens suck. Ginger 6P has Northern Lights in a vape. I have Northern Lights in a vape in the bedroom, because that is when I have a 1 gram cartridge of that, because that is my bedtime vape. I usually have 3 active vapes. The bedtime vape, which just stays in the bedroom, and then I usually have 2 others I carry with me so I can go back and forth. Graphic Visio doesn't take into account the human hearing curve. Yeah, this one apparently is set up on a logarithmic scale, which I don't know if that's what you are referring to, username one. Mean Jeff, an indica, yes, I am an indica man. I need my indica, mostly for sleep, but I need it to make my brain stop, because that was one of the reasons why I drank, was to make my brain shut up. Because, you know, once I'm done working and I don't need to be all there, it's really nice if it would just shut the fuck up every once in a while, which is why, you know, I got into mind altering things just to make things be quiet. And cannabis works way better for that, because then I can take way too much on occasion and wake up the next day and go, already, and not wake up the next day like, you know, hangover and all that good stuff. It's a great sound effect, wasn't it? So, I am really here right now. You can tell, like, if I'm just doing this when my eyes get fucking big, that's because I'm not stoned enough. So before we carry on, bear with me. We're going to do 420, 6 minutes early, because, I mean, I'm stoned. I'm never, you know, I'm not necessarily going to do things on time. But I feel like I need that little extra that comes from 120 milligrams of wedding cheesecake and 40 milligrams of bubble hash sprinkled on top. So I guess go ahead and grab your cheersy, toasty, tooty toot toot toot, and we'll have a toast to yeah, I don't know. We'll just have a toast to fucking hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, good on you. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, subscribe, like, all that good shit. And I won't talk about it anymore. Maybe once. I don't know. Cheers. Oh, yeah, hold on. It's got to go green first. That means it's hot. So cheers. That's not a bug plug and a dart. That would be really uncomfortable with this part. Are you hearing the electrical noise? Or is that just me? I think that's the pulse width modulation on the heater, if you can hear it. I think there's a little bit left in there. Holy shit. Whew. Alright, that means I'm going to be coughing for a little while. But that's what mic volume is for. The mic comes through. What's up, MK? Good to see you, bud. Bro, you need an 18-inch beaker bong, says Mr. Hughes. Things like that are coming. Once January hits, I'll be kind of over the hump on some things, and then we're gonna sort some bills out, and come springtime, we're gonna have lots of fun stuff. I do plan on getting myself a nice glass bong, and then one of those overly complicated dab rigs, just because it's time. I mean, I don't, at this point, like when I first got into dabs, you know, if you don't know this dab, this is when you're taking almost pure THC concentrate, like the stuff that actually makes you high. Like what I did there is basically like smoking like 3 or 4 joints all at once. No, I think there's still a little bit of hash left in it. Sorry. And hopefully the pops won't be too bad if I miss a cough, because I did put a expander and compressor on OBS that's supposed to help with me not blowing out your eardrums. All right. Nice square wave, says username. Yes. Buzz, buzz. All right. Yeah, and it's fun. What's interesting, this is a Carta 5, or a Focus Carta 5, or Focus 5 Carta. whatever. Like it actually connects to your phone via Bluetooth, so you can like do like fancy dabs and like fancy temperatures and special ramps, and it actually counts how many dabs you've done through it and all this shit. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, calm down, but that's cool. I'm good with just 4 heat settings. Let's see. Let's try to get around to like I didn't have a whole lot of news, and we're late as shit on the news. Of course, we're coming up on another another VT woofle. VertoThermoWhoofle. Where is my thing? That is not what I need to click on. There it is. So news, 15 minutes late. Not a whole lot of space news besides Starship, SpaceX Starship, Booster 9 and Ship 25 did a wet dress rehearsal. Ship 26 did a static fire. So they were underway, like they were pretty much just waiting for the government bullshit to get out of the way to fire off Starship. So hopefully it won't kerbal quite as hard as it did the first time. Biggest reason on that just being a hydraulic system that failed, what was it, a minute and 12 seconds into flight? The hydraulic control system failed. So like for the next 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes that it flew was just sheer luck. That's all now independently controlled electric gimbal, so that part of it will be fine. They're going to try hot staging, which means they're going to light off the outer engines on Starship before they shut down all the engines on the booster, so both will actually be lit at one point as they separate. So that'll be interesting to see if they just blow each other the fuck up. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like kind of trying to look at chat as well. Liz Edwards, the next VT woof is at the 30. Yes, it is. We are catching up to being on time. Actually, you know what? I should probably. I'll keep the thermal view on to see if it starts getting too weird. I don't know why it seems extra flickery tonight. Like I really think I need to get that USB card installed because I'm wondering if some of my issues are related to just the whole entire fucking USB system just being overloaded. Oh, what is my note to self? Of course. Like, I'll actually get people that will walk up and try to pick the tape off. I mean, this is just, just a t-shirt, but they'll actually come up and try to, like, pick the tape because it looks pretty good. Here, hold on. It's going to get, watch your headphones. Like, it kind of looks like it's, look, you can see the floating pumpkin. Kind of looks like an actual piece of tape, huh? There we go. Yeah, while I was messing with the whole stream elements thing, they had a Halloween thing, so I got the pumpkin, and if you didn't notice, a spider web, and then a spider, and a cat. Kitty cat. Just figured I'd throw it up there. I kind of like how the pumpkin actually looks like it's sitting there. That's pretty good. I think having it small so it's kind of fuzzy like kind of adds to the effect. I don't know. Steam forklift games. I am actually thinking of like I'm pretty sure they have Forklift Simulator. Like we'll vote on it, but if I find a funny ass forklift game, like I'll probably buy it. Oh yeah, I got a Halloween kitty here. Found that at the grocery store for like $10. I was like, yeah, all right. The International Space Station Lego box is on the ground back there. We'll get to that. Actually, that's coming up, isn't it? See, today's the Halloween, or Sorry, Tuesday is the Halloween special. Today is today. Oh yeah, November 8th. Wednesday, November 8th, we do the International Space Station Lego. Wow, that was kind of loud. And then like 2 weeks after that, we do the lighting thing. Wow, the woofle cam is going fucking crazy. I'm gonna try to reset it real quick. One advantage to this particular woofle cam though, or sorry, thermal cam, is you can actually like see the settings and stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay. It seems like that stabilized it a little bit. But you can actually see the settings, and I think Joe Russ was saying something about trying to lock in like the color range. I think there's a way to do it, but I've tried it a couple times and I can't figure out how to do it. So I'll dig around and see what's up. Stevens goes, wait a minute, is it already today? It is today, and tomorrow will be yesterday, and isn't that a Beatles song in there somewhere? Forklift Simulator 2023. I wouldn't be surprised. Scruff, what do you think of those Amish forklift operators? I don't know that I'm familiar, which if I worked in Pennsylvania, one of the Pennsylvania branch, I may know what that is. I'm going to write that down. Their megavolts. Amish forklift ops. That should be interesting. All right. Show us your settings. Show us your settings. All right. Let's see. I can actually do that. Let's see. That's weird. Let's see. There is a little bit of a crop so that it fits the screen, but let me see what it pops up. Like if you click this, like you can change the temperature, but it doesn't actually change anything. You can lock it, doesn't change anything. You can like, sometimes you can move the sliders, but it doesn't really do anything. So I don't know. See, besides that, and you can do that. Oh, thank you, Chipmunk. Oh, look at that. Mr. Chipmunk 2008 just gifted a membership. And if I'm not mistaken, that is completely random, and it was gifted to Coach Seagal. Nice, nice. That is cool. Thank you, Chipmunk. That is always appreciated. All right, let's see here. What else? Oh, let me clear that. Confirm that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can actually see. Like the other one, you couldn't see when you had pop-up windows, but this one you can. Let's see. Do a line. See, I'd like to be able to change the font to like some other color, but again, I guess you could do. Can you see that? You can see some of it. Okay. City. In the city. What is it? Oh, that's my neighbor. My neighbor has two. He has a 1945 and a 1954. One's a Ford, one's a Chevy. I think that's him out back. That's rumbling through. Let's see. Oh no, rainbow. That's where I normally have it. When you first fire it up, it's in this one. Well, it's either no, I do rainbow or that one. We'll have to see. I got black and white. Now it looks like we're watching a fucking like missile movie. Welcome to the Goofballs, Coach Seagal. That should keep you busy for a minute watching some videos. Sorry, I'm kind of like, what is this, night? Ooh, that's neat. Yeah, I guess that would be good for look. Hey, do they have a red one for like night, actually being at night so you don't blow out your night vision? I guess that would be kind of this one here. The more red you have, the less your night vision gets blown out. That would be a good one for in like in the middle of the night. Huh. All right. Sorry, I'm like fucking around. Like y'all just like, okay, we get it. But yeah, that's some of what you can do here. Oh yeah. Oh, can you see that? I got to figure out how to do this. It pops up a sub window. It shows you a three-dimensional representation of it. I don't want to do a screen cap because that's on my weird monitor. I'll figure out how to show you that. But there's one thing it doesn't show that's really cool that I'm gonna mess with. Anyway, let me flip it on back. But you can. I'm gonna learn that new software, and I'm gonna see if I can do that range, like locking it in a range. Is that a Borg cube you see? And that would be my audio. Well, I mean, yeah, sound tiles, sound deadening tiles with the little triangles and shit on them. And the red dot in the middle was mission control camera. Oh man, what is the hotspot on the wall? Okay, yeah, that's mission control camera, and then let's see. Let me flip back. So, ooh, weird. That's mission control camera. That is a light, and up there is wow. There we go. Up there is my LED lights, and the face hugger is over there. When he gets hit with a woofle, and it's 6:30, so I guess we'll just rock and roll and do a ThermoWhoofle. ThermoWhoofle! Ooh. I guess I need to clean that jar out. It's getting a little bit of soap on the bottom. Alright. Let's rock the, oh, let me see here. Let's do the box. Let me set this up with the thing to see if it'll... Do you want to delete the items? Yes. Let me do the box and just outline the whole fucking thing. I wish there's... I'll have to see if there's a way to make the numbers bigger. Like, I would love for them to be gigantic. Let me check settings real quick. Like, this is... You can see those settings, too. These are cool. Like, you can literally set it to what your house is right now. And I've set it to 5521. That's about right now. So that's kind of neat. But for now, let's see what this shows us in a ThermoWhoofle. There we go. And woofle. Whee! See, there's all my sound tiles. One more. And we'll do one more. Why not? Clive's got 1 million. I've got 17 years and 700 subscribers. Let's rock and roll. Nice. Ah, fuck it. Let's do one more. You know what? The smoke rings are way better in thermal, in my opinion. Because then you don't have to worry about having the perfect lighting. You don't need lighting now, baby. We can watch it cool off for a little bit. And the camera is still the warmest thing up there. Nice. Floof. Oh yeah, are there any cats on the cat cam? Let's see. Nope. Yeah, but there is one, once we switch over at 7, they are getting douchey food tonight. Yep, warm spots in there, frost giant. You're on the chilly side of being a frost giant, so I don't necessarily know that you would understand warmth up there. Hey, like I'm 30, 35. Fuck. All right, let's see. Cools off relatively quickly for there being no airflow in here right now. How does a fan affect the Verta? It just kind of blows away the ring. So like you see the warmth go up, but then everything cools off really quick, and it's just not as fun. That's why I turned the fan off. It's worth it to be a little warm in here. I'm actually thinking of putting a small, like maybe a couple 120mm extraction fans over the door in the corner, just to get a slight breeze going kind of a little bit down towards the doorway in the hallway. See if that'll keep it, you know, maybe a couple degrees down in here. Because there's a feed vent for the HVAC, excuse me. But there's no return in this room. There never was. It kind of, this part of the room always depended on the airflow from the kitchen into the hallway, which there is none anymore. So, I'm real curious how this is going to work in the winter. I'll probably end up just closing this vent if I'm going to be in here, because this fucking computer, I mean, this thing idles around 200 watts, much less if I'm playing a game, it's like 500 or 600. So it gets warm in here. It does get warm. What's the skeleton to the left of Mavis? That's Beefcake. I found Beefcake at the local supermarket for $10. And the reason I bought this one was because it does not have LEDs in the eyes. And like everyone you see out there has the LEDs in the eyes, and I'm like that's kind of like everybody does that shit. So I found one without the LEDs, because it's like on this I kind of like it without. That's just me though. But I named it Beefcake. Actually had it on the floor for a couple days, and the cats were kind of sniffing at them and like hanging out. They didn't seem to mind them too much. Jaw moves. Head turns. Donk. So I figured I'd put them up for Halloween, and then like some people this is decoration. For me this is just decor, so he'll just float around. He'll be around all the time. I mean, had Pennywise in my passenger seat of my van for over 2 years at this point. Bonk. That was my freaking feet. Pumpkin eye. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, with the pumpkin there. Pump. Ooh, clang drink. Yes. What do you have in your Viv Scruff? Ask Justine Allison. That is a 17-year-old corn snake. Actually, she was hanging out with us, what, 2 weeks ago? I had her out. She is absolutely a senior snake, but she's doing pretty good. She's about 6.5 foot long. She is red and browny orange. And her name, as Chipmunk has said, is Orihime. And he spelled it correctly. What's up, Pickles? 1F, dude. 1F. I don't want to have to ban you. Oh, son of a bitch. I just saw Frost Giant said, is he Mouse? Speaking of mouse. Yeah. Put the mouse badge on. All these technical difficulties. Forgot my basic shit, you know what I mean? I did reboot the phone, so maybe the phone will not shut off in the middle of the stream. And when they, my neon, or I'm sorry, my LED skull, actually, the fucking, I think I left it on and the batteries were dead, so it's charging over there. You need to put Beefcake on your dashboard. I might for a little while. Like, they're a little weird. Like, I kind of understand they're like, they don't want to have like heavy shit. Like, you know, you shouldn't have a fucking like starter sitting on your dashboard. But apparently some dumb fuck had something like a starter or like big heavy something metal on his dashboard. He got into an accident and went flying and like fucked them up. So like they kind of get a little weird with stuff on the dashboard, even though like there's pockets. Like one of my managers said, well, you know, you're not supposed to have anything on there. I went, according to the federal government, the National Highway Safety Transportation Association, I'm allowed to have things on the dashboard or there wouldn't be a pocket there. Yeah, because I can be an asshole at times. And there's still stuff there, but don't put heavy shit up there. But I mean, like, so putting Beefcake might be a problem, long story short. I think he might be a little bit big because it's the windshield's a little bit sloped as well. But right now I have, you know, I got Pennywise in the passenger seat with a backup downstairs, just in case he ever goes, you know, there's ever a problem. I did have to fix, like, he used to light up when he turned on, but then something fucked up somewhere and you turn on, he'd just be like, blink, dunk, dink, dunk. So something was, you know, probably fuzzy connection or whatever. So I just cut the LED out because didn't really need it to light up while I was driving during the winter and it's like bright. You know, I don't need this light up thing, and it's creepier anyway if it's dark and you look over and you're like, what the fuck is, holy shit, you know what I mean? So I did take the LED out, but I do have another one just in case there is a problem. Pickles wants me to tell bedtime stories. You know, I'm not going to lie, you're not the first person to say that. Like, in no shit, I went, well, what if? So I looked into, like, if you read a bedtime story on YouTube, you can get nailed for copyright because you are reading their book. I'm like, wow, okay. So if I ever do story time, I guess I'm gonna have to write my own shit. So good luck getting me to do that because I got too much other shit to do. Oh. By the way, Chippy, tell her I said hey. You know what's up. Charles Williamson has no clue what I'm talking about. They like it. Sometimes I have no clue what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just gotta make it look good. Use big words, and that way the normies have no idea what's going on. Oh, shit. Craig Motor says, starter motor, like the big earth, the bith thing that spins the engine and draws 600 amps. Yes, that thing. That big thing. Oh, okay, you did say. All right, cool. I must have missed that. Technical difficulties indeed. Let's see, it is 6:41. What is... Oh, a device spotlight. Alright, still catching up on time, I guess. So, something I bought this week for someone at work. A couple years ago, they bought a Joyer scooter in America. And if you don't know who Joyer is, they are a Spanish manufacturer of electric scooters. And apparently a Chinese clone made some, sold them on Amazon for a moment, and put in crappy batteries. So this thing sat, they couldn't figure out what was going on. They gave it to me, I saw that the battery was just shot, the BMS was fried. And there wasn't any, any great way to fix it because the cells themselves were flat out because apparently it had sat there for almost 2 years. So I found a universal was it Show Me M365 battery, the non-can version. I put that in it, and it worked well for, I guess, 6 months. And then it stopped working. So sorry. So I got it back from them, and I looked, and it looked like the BMS on this one took a shit. Like, I'm kind of curious to, like, if they had, like, an adult on it, or, like, a bigger person on there that shouldn't have been. So I just ordered it off of Amazon just to make it easy. But this little BMS that I'm going to, blasted the mic, that I'll be soldering in, I like the little pumpkin, to it to try and sort out the issue. And that's the harness it comes with. I think the harness in there, like they may have the same plug, so I may not even need to resolder anything. And there's not much to see on it because the heatsink on the transistors, which is nice that it comes with a fucking heatsink on the transistors. And I did read a couple reviews, and it does seem like this is pretty okay. It's rated for 30 amps, which, you know, if I get 20 out of it, like, that's fine for a scooter. But that is my, that is this week's challenge. Oh, yeah, no, actually, this week's coming challenge, and for coming weeks, we have a big project coming up, the green light install, which actually there'll be a members video of it coming out, I think Monday or Friday next week. When you turn on the wire guidance, oops, see, there goes the camera. Hold on. Let me switch over to the CatCam, just so there's something to look at. Telling you. I still don't know why, why the camera does that. Because, like, when I come over here, it's just like someone just turned it off. And that's it. I gotta just come over here, I turn it back on, and then it just starts to work. So I don't know if it's a rogue notification coming through that is crashing DroidCam OBS, or if it's because this phone is, I think it's on Android 11, maybe like 10 or 11, maybe. Oh yeah, and the 3 cones right there. Somebody, Lee, actually was not feeling well, and she had a little barfy, so that's surrounding the previously discussed on other streams moist spots. Because if you're a pet owner, I'm sure at some point you have stepped in the moist spots in your socks. Ugh. So yeah, anyway, so no cats. I'll let you know if we get cats. And anyway, that's in about 20 minutes. We'll be doing Gushy food, so you will definitely see cats. All right. But yeah, so this little bugger, I'm not going to like do any kind of a link with it yet, but if it turns out it works pretty good, then I'll recommend it in like a later stream or a community post or something like that. Just because I don't want to necessarily share this particular thing, since I know that a lot of BMSs can be real gimmicky. So I'm going to give it a shot first, and I'll let you know how it goes. Because if I can get on it and ride it around, I weigh 205 pounds as of yesterday. So that's what, 96 kilograms or something like that? Which ain't bad, considering at one point in my life I weighed 285 pounds. Ugh, that was an interesting time. Alright, hold on here, Charles Williamson, let's see. Flocinosyphilification is a... Flocinosyphilipidipil... I don't know. I might be able to say that if I was a little less stoned, but I actually want to be a little more stoned. Does the live button work? It turns itself off for some strange reason. You mean on your browser? like on your client. If it falls behind, it means it's probably buffering on your end or YouTube in general. And I am the king of technical difficulties, so who knows? But if anyone's lagging and you're on a mobile device, then it might just be the mobile device. PayPal often wants 2FA twice. Pain in the ass. Yeah, mine, actually, we've already started the stream, so I can unplug this. Yeah, mine gets... Oops, sorry, that's really fucking loud, I bet. Mine gets a little annoying when I gotta ding this puppy, and I actually have two of these, one for each computer in here. Just so I don't have to... One stays in the upper computer, and this one travels with me. That's how... Yeah, I guess if you don't know what this is, this is a YubiKey, a Yubico YubiKey 5C NFC physical security key. Like if I'm going, like when I log into my dashboard on this computer, I have to touch, this has to be plugged in, and I have to touch this pad here, physically touch it for it to allow me to get into my YouTube stuff. And well, Google, Google in general. I got them on sale. Like I had like one of them like weird USB like hacky fucking things you do that you could do that kind of worked on some stuff, but no, I just got the right thing. So is that the decoy? No. The reason I have it on my work keys is one, that's pretty much the only keychain I carry around, and I am very fucking protective of that keychain. Like I am not casual about it at all because it's got my way to get home, my house key, key to my toolboxes, so that stays there. And I did my best to cover up the bidding because I know that can be weird, but I probably flashed it anyway, so who cares? Anyway. I am not happy with the idea of plugging and unplugging constantly, says Chip. Well, that's why the big computer, I have just a USB one that just stays plugged into it. It's the nano one. So like all I got to like basically for the top computer, I just reach up and I touch the side of my monitor where the USB port is. So it looks like looks like I have a fingerprint scanner on the side of my monitor. That one just stays in, and I could get another one and put it down there just to make it easier, but I figured I'd get one to carry with me. That way, if I need to do PayPal on the go, I have that key with me. And since I stream on two computers, I mean, everything just kind of worked out just to have two. Plus, it's nice to have a backup, especially on your Google shit, because Google lets you put more than one on. I think PayPal only lets you do one at a time, which I need to go back and check. But Google lets you do multiple security keys in case you lose one, you have a backup without going through whatever fucking headache you'd have to go through to recover your account after that. Is there any chips inside of a YubiKey, and how do they keep the ESD from zapping them? Not a clue. I'm sure there is some sort of chip in here, as it needs to have USB recognition. And it needs to obviously send the signal that you physically touched it. Powered by Yubico. So there is something going on in there, and they all have individual IDs. So there's some sort of chip action going on in there. And as far as ESD protection, I think that's isn't that kind of part of the USB-C, is having something in there? Or maybe they're just relying on the fact that where the key ring is also, I don't know if you can you see the copper in there? So the key ring is always on it as well, so it might be using that to help dissipate ESD. Just having it being able to spread over your keychain, and I guess something like that, maybe. If that makes sense. Because I don't know if it does. Still kind of learning about that. Not fully educated on ESD, but I am trying to learn a little bit of stuff about that. Perhaps transorbs or MOVs, maybe. Yeah, we actually have transorbs in a lot of the newer forklifts because the computer CAN bus is so sensitive. Most of our PDMs have at least one in them now. I feel like, do the newer trucks have two? Maybe the electric trucks have two. I don't know. I always thought that the touch contacts in those were electrically vulnerable, says Mr. Big Clive. I don't know. I suppose, maybe I'll look into that, because I am kind of curious as to what kind of external protections, because, I mean, they do sell it as a keychain and encourage you to straight up wear it in your pocket, or well, in my case, it hangs off of a carabiner off my belt. I mean, I'm a blue-collar guy, like, be off carabiners. Plus, I did a lot of stage work myself, which automatically means you have to have a carabiner. Like, if you are in a theater, backstage theater environment as a stagehand or a worker, and you do not own a carabiner, at least in the US, then you are not. You're just an asshole. Like, you gotta leave. Like, you gotta have the carabiner. Like, your 8 to 10 inch adjustable wrench on a carabiner clipped into the belt. That means you're a stagehand. Craig Matthews, I thought the point of a CAN bus was that it was indestructible and annoying to know. Sorry. If some of my coworkers were to read CAN buses being indestructible, oh boy, let me tell you about CAN buses not being indestructible. When you get engineers together that can't figure out how to make two fucking wires plug into two fucking wires, because one says a male means it's the connector that's the male, and the other person says male is the pins that are male. Problem is, male pins come in a female connector, and female receiver pins come in male plastic connectors. Years of stupid go by, and you're constantly getting someone trying to mate two separate systems. I'm keeping this as vague as possible. Two separate systems with this jumper setup bullshit that no one wants to fix the right way, but we're going to try and keep working it out. And it's amazing what happens to a CAN bus when you put 36 volts over a 2.5 volt CAN bus. It's amazing when you can have a machine that's worth about $50,000 and simply going click, whoops, and unplugging it, you've already done $10,000 worth of damage to it. When you burn out both CAN resistors on the end module, and the remote module, and the dash, you burn out all the control circuitry and the control handle. You fry the CAN IO, which is the main CAN hub in that truck. And for some reason, the auxiliary motor, which is also controlled by CAN bus, you fry the controller in that. And you'd think once it got up to like the 20th or so time, they'd want to fix it the right way, but I think ego's gotten away. So we're finally resolving that permanently, one way or the other. But no, CAN buses absolutely are not indestructible by any means. And what's up, Mike and Go? Good to see you. Don't worry, I ramble on quite some time, and I'm not quite high, and I've had coffee, so I can I'll probably be running my mouth for a while. As long as people are hanging out, I'll keep running my mouth. Craig Matthews says, I've seen CAN bus used for emergency safety systems, as in it no work, people die. And he never had issues with it, even though massive voltage and capacitive coupled noise, it will be good. Yeah, I have a feeling that the systems that I'm dealing with just don't have all the protection that they should, because they're in what we would call an assumed environment. They just think it's always going to be okay, and that I guess they take into account that a normal failure won't put a bunch of shit on the CAN bus, whereas what I'm dealing with is an abnormal issue. So I think that's why they don't necessarily put as much protection on it. And plus, with a forklift, if the CAN bus fails, the whole thing just freezes. So, like, if the whole truck shuts down and you're 20 feet in the air, it's not like you fall. Everything slams shut and you're just stuck in the air, which isn't necessarily optimal either, but you'd rather be stuck in the air than plummeting to your doom. So it may also be like they just don't need the safety margin there, I guess. Promoting the sale of more spare parts. Yes, Rifleman. We do carry quite a lot of spare parts for the CAN buses on those trucks now. Though that problem should be hopefully solved. Like, we're in the process. All bets are off with lightning strikes, says Megavolt Yeah, actually, I've dealt with chargers. A lot of customers to help with, the fumes from, charging a battery that's literally 4 foot by 4 foot wide, 2 feet, 2 feet, say 30 inches deep, battery, 48 volt battery. A lot of customers, that's a lot of fumes when you're charging that thing at like 300 amps. We'll put them by like the doors, the garage doors, the loading dock doors, just to help, even when the doors are closed, obviously they leak, so you still get fresh air in there. And we've had customers where on a rainy day when the door is open, they've had lightning strike and they've actually watched a finger come in and tick and just like touch the charger, and then that fucking thing is done. You go in there, like everything's burned out of it. It's all toasty. Saw that happen a couple times. I can't imagine it. Doesn't matter if I say their name. There's a company called S. Friedman. They deal with like restaurant supplies, almost kind of like a restaurant depot style thing, but like warehousey, where you can get like your cups, your plates, your forks, your knives, and all that stuff. Great bunch of guys. Operators are cool. Management's cool. Like they understand forklifts, have problems. But that was where that one charger got smoked. And apparently that sat there for a couple years before they finally let me like look into it, and yeah, everything in it was just roasted. I ended up fixing it just enough. Ooh, 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock is the channel toast plus whoever else. So this is like one of my commercial breaks real quick as we do a toast to the Gaggle of Goofballs, which is my channel membership, which you've seen a couple pop-ups. You get like videos from work and backstage here and cat stuff, early access, all that good stuff. So feel free to check it out. And or like and subscribe and all that good stuff, because we're here every week, folks, and usually on Wednesdays. Halloween's a little different, but a toast to the Gaggle of Goofballs, toast to the new members tonight, and a toast to everyone that's still here after an hour and a half, and we're all hanging out. Toast to y'all that are still here after that bullshit earlier. Like, cheers to you. Toast. Surprised I haven't coughed more off of that bong hit. Or bong hit. Dab hit. Probably because I put extra hash in there. I think there's still a little bit of hash in there left. Let me try to clear that before we go out to give the cats their wet food in 4 minutes. Have I had to rescue someone on a broken forklift with another forklift with them stuck up high? Multiple times, yes. Generally speaking, you can manually lower it, but there have been times where unusual circumstances where like they've hit the racks, come off the wire guidance, something weird has failed, like a mechanical failure where just releasing the hydraulic pressure doesn't work. But yeah, we had to do that. We've actually had one time someone came off the wire, they kept going, and the entire cart that was attached to the forklift with all their stuff on it, like on the forks, came off and actually got wedged 20 feet in the air between the two racks. So like the top was leaning against one, rack over here in the warehouse, and the bottom was wedged in over here. And they somehow managed to broke free as they were moving, and they kept going, and they pulled out of it with it just floating in the air. And we actually had to take 2 order pickers on either side, come in and pick it up and balance it And then even as we're bouncing it, it's trying to fall off and all that shit, but we managed to wiggle it down. That was probably one of the worst ones over there. But that's not unusual. Like, we actually have a forklift set up there to tow other forklifts. We have one that's a stand-up fork, like regular mast on the front, you know, with 2 forks, just your regular carriage that you can see, but it's an electric one, that, well, a hydrogen one, that you stand behind, that you stand up in instead of sitting on the seat. And we have that with, on the ends of the forks, right at the very tip, we have holes with plasma cut through and just have bolts welded in there, like nut and bolt. And you tighten them up and you just welded them, just so we have good nubs. And a lot of times you can just come in and just stick the nubs under the lip of the frame and just hook it, and then you can just pull it out like that. If it doesn't quite work, or it's at a weird angle, then we have chains that we wrap around the forks, and then the hooks go under the frame, and then you drag it out like we're a fucking tow truck or something. The bullshit is fun, Scruff Dog. We are tech geeks, remember. It's fun trying to diagnose it. Yeah, I do actually want to try and get more diagnostic stuff on the channel, like both members and public. I just got to watch, because like with Eric O at South Main Auto, like he's posting schematics that are available in the public domain, where I can't do that. Like literally every time I look at schematics for the forklifts, I have to digitally sign an NDA. So I won't be able to like share the forklift, like the technical shit, or like the manuals like South Main Auto does. But I can bring you along, as it were, on some of this stuff. I just need to find a good one. Like I need to get out of Amazon every once in a while and get some good ones. But we have some projects coming up that actually, starting Monday, I need to be in there at 5 a.m. for the green light project that I mentioned earlier. As a matter of fact, I'll take a look at that after we do Gucci food. Let me make a note of that. Let me put it here. I forget what day that video is coming out on the members thing. But anyway, it is time for Gucci food for the kitty cats. Well, let's do the fire. So let me turn on this mic, and then we will go see all the kitties. That should be good there. All right. We actually have everything stashed. I didn't realize it's just in the way of me. It's like right there. And they know what these are for. I should probably just pre-stage them, because they're just going to come piling in once they figure out that it's time for them to be opened. What's up, buddy? There. Some there. There. Some there. Move your butt. Some there. This fourth one I'll give this pass. She may not come all the way in. Let me give us some more, buddy. Don't eat that off the floor, if you would, please. Where's Spaz? Where's Spaz? There you go. Yeah. That's yours, dude. I'll go ahead and take a bio break while you watch the kitties. Kitty cat! I did enable the camera, right? Yeah, okay. Fuck. Alright, and if you're new to the channel, that's Lee Scratch Perry. She is also known as Poofy Girl or Poofers. That's Ronnie, our Megatron. He's a good boy. That's their mom. That's Bow Bow, or Tiny Mama. Found her in the alley as a feral cat. Took her in. Turned out she had gotten knocked up pretty much that day, because 65 days later, she popped out these 2 and 3 other ones. It was actually their birthday this week. Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday of this week was their 7th birthday. And over there is Spaz. She's old lady cat. She's like 11. So she's like her own kitty cat, and then we have the family here. They really like Spaz, like they don't really get along too well, kinda. But for the most part, everybody's cool. Lee likes to cry if I'm not around sometimes. So I just sit down and she just walks up, puts a paw on me and goes to sleep. Ronnie is, I'm one of 3 people on the planet that Ronnie is comfortable with. The other 2 he'll likely never see again. But he's a good boy. He just hides in the basement if like my parents come over or something. And Spaz over here, which you should be able to see her. Spaz, she doesn't care. Anybody walks in the house, she just wants to get pets. Spaz is super friendly to everybody. Oh look, stream's still working. I'm impressed I was able to walk away and not lose the stream. It's really loud. Was the wet mic a little too loud that time, or was that okay? I feel like the compressor should have taken care of it. It was too loud. Do we all get a slice of cake? God, you know what? Maybe I'll make some cookies tonight. Maybe I'll film it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like a quick derpy fucking making some cookies. I think, do I have cookies or muffin? Oh, I got something chocolate chip in there. I'll see. Maybe I'll film that and throw it up in a little while. We could hear music. Oh, I got Tokyo Tones. Channel Tokyo Tones. I have that playing. I believe that's what's playing in the back in the other room. I usually turn that off so then to avoid copyright shit, but no, not necessarily live cooking with Scruff Dog this time, but maybe I'll just do a little bit of oh shit, let me move me. I didn't realize my view was so much in the way of the cats. I need to put like a spike tape mark down there or something. CatCam. Oh, that's because that one is locked. That's right. Let me do that. Put that over there for now. Of course, just as I do that, that's on. There we go. Actually, I can probably just make that smaller. Like, it doesn't need to be all big and shit when we're looking at the cats, because we're here to look at the cats. So let me just do that. and put it back and then lock it back into place. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, sorry. All right, so we got, man, Ronnie cleaned his plates. He usually does too. He is all about them treats. What else we got going on? After the Gucci food, that's it. That's all we got scheduled. That's cool. And then I was talking about the green light thing. So there are accidents that happen like at the Amazon or in warehouses in general, like anywhere you go, that when you have wire guidance, which means the forklift is steering on an antenna in the floor. I'm going to do a video on it soon enough on how that works, like a public one. But, you know, a lot of times you'll have an accident like in an aisle where the forklift hit the racking. Clearly it came off of wire guidance. But a lot of times, like once we get there, we look and the wire guidance switch is turned off because they were leaning against the dashboard. They hit the switch, forklift, you know, flew off because it just, you know, it thought it no longer needed to use the antenna for steering. So everyone says it's the forklift's fault, it's forklift's fault, it's forklift's fault. So finally Amazon said, okay, well, we're going to basically put up a shut up. So now instead of this little tiny LED on the switch that you push, there's this big fuck off 6-inch big green beacon on top of the like the overhead guard that's over you on top of that, and a 1-inch bulb that's now in the dash itself that can be seen at different angles. So they will be able to see for sure whether or not you have accidentally hit your switch. And 5 a.m. Monday morning, me and one of my co-workers are going to be in there starting the official install. Like I've already done a couple installs of it to kind of see how long it would take. And then one of them I actually filmed just to, you know, fucking film it. Let me see when that comes out. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. It's got a goofy, there's that master drive unit, LiDAR, thermal fuzz buds. Friday the 3rd. Okay, wire guidance on Friday the 3rd. Okay. Something. Anyway, so yeah, that's coming soon. The install on that, and then I'm going to do a thing of just how wire guidance works, like little things I want to do on the public channel, like how forklifts work and basic stuff, and then the more detailed stuff in the members thing. Kevin Hardesty loves the kitties. They are good fuzzy kitties. Lee, you can see her tail wrapped around the cone. She's the one that got sick at that spot earlier. Like she gets sick, like it's probably every, like, I mean, every couple months. Like she doesn't really get sick much. Tiny Mama there at the bottom, she doesn't really get sick much. Ronnie barfs probably every few weeks, but he's a, pardon the expression, but he's a carpet muncher. Like he looks for fuzz balls on the carpet and he just looks them up and like he eats fuzz and then he barfs these big fucking fuzz balls. It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen, dude? And Spaz has weird allergies, so she probably pukes like every few days now. She's actually gotten a lot better with it. But she gets sick every once in a while, but nothing unusual for cats. Wire guide in short circuit beginning? You mean the movie? My kittens barf a lot, says Sam online. Spaz used to, but she's allergic to like everything. And the only solution they had for us at the time was giving her Benadryl. And we were like, well, I mean, at that point, she is just going to be a loaf. Like, you put a cat on any, like, even the tiniest amount of Benadryl, and they're not going to do anything, really. With cats, it's a matter of time until they barf. Yeah, like, that's just going to happen. I'm going to see if there's anything left in my dab while we're watching the cats do their thing. So I think there's still a little bit of hash left in it. How does wire guidance work? Is it inductive pickup? Yes, it is. The old antennas had two, I guess that's empty, had two coils. The new antennas have 3 coils, just to help keep it locked on a little better. And there's a sensor in the front and a sensor, well, sensor in the front, and now they, since they're using 3 coils instead of having a sensor in the back with this weird crossbar that always broke, they have it directly under the center of the truck. So it drives really well forward, but going backwards, like driving towards the forks, like it can get a little fishtaily because one of the sensors is at the, the center of the steer point, the pivot point of the truck. So the old trucks, you could drive them forward and backwards easily, but the new trucks pretty much only go forward safely. Oh yeah, Ronnie blends in with everything. Redneck Atheist. We've actually talked about that a few times. He really blends in with the lighting in there right now. Like there's been a couple times he's laid down and I've looked at him and I've not seen him until like you just kind of look and you go, what's that weird shadow? Where'd that come from? And you get to see him. Yeah, he blends in really well. Lee, on the other hand, there on the left, she blends in with like all my blankets. Like most of my blankets have some sort of gray in them or just a pattern. So she can pretty much lay on anything and blend in. She is a dilute tortie. Like a regular tortie, like Spaz, is brown, like brownish, blackish with like the red and a little bit of cream. Whereas she is gray with cinnamon and a splash, just a little bit of red and a little bit of blonde in there too. Whereas Ronnie, obviously, he's just a blonde buddy. He's got a like a stripe, like how he's got like the tabby stripes. He's got a stripe around his chest that actually makes it look like he's wearing like almost like a muscle shirt, like a big open top shirt. I used to give them more Gucci food at a time, but then it was a little rich for them and they'd all start puking. So now they get much less Gucci food at a time. And they get it more often now too. Yeah, they clean those plates. And you can see each plate has a slightly different design. That one on the left looks kind of similar to the one on the other one, but they are a little different. I guess we'll see if they hang out. Oh, there goes Mama. Ooh, musical dinner plates, Rifleman says. Yeah, they do that all the time. They'll walk away from it and then just go to somebody else's plate. Or they'll shove somebody away from their plate, and then that person will go back to the other cat's plate, and it's just what they do. I guess Mama's got to make sure all the dishes are clean. Or four, my four get canned tuna and water every so often. They go mad for it. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll give them just a little bit of canned tuna and water. I can see Spaz's tail. Yeah, those cones in the upper left, those are surrounding another moist spot from earlier. Let's see right where Spaz's tail is. And now you can see Spaz. Thermal cams are good for finding cats in the house. Electron box. Yes, I'm actually have a white and gray cat that I realized when looking through pictures on Google Photos has been hanging out in my yard for years now. I want to actually use like Mouse, and a bunch of Discorders were on Discord a few nights ago, and I went looking to see if he is living under one of the bushes in my front yard. And Mouse mentioned that I should grab the thermal cam because even if he runs off, I'll be able to see where he was, had been for a while. So I may do that this weekend as well. I don't know if it's like somebody's cat that they just let come in and out because he's very well fed. Like he's not chubbers, but he's bigger than an outdoor cat. But I found a picture of him from like 2 years ago, chilling in my yard, like 20 feet from me, and he's always like, well, at this point, like 10 feet from me if I'm outside. He'll kind of just show up. Well, yeah, 420, a little late, 420. Um, but I want to see if he's like hanging out, and if he is, I want to maybe throw some snacks out there every once in a while. Maybe just make sure, like I already keep like a little thing of water out there that I check to make sure like mosquitoes and nothing's breeding in it. Um, just because I know that's kind of one of the hardest things is to find clean fresh water for most strays, from what I understand. I don't really want to put like a lot of food out there for like bugs, and I don't want to feed the wrong thing. But if I know where this cat is roaming, like I actually have a stick, the stick cam from Ring, like the portable battery powered cam. I actually have that on my porch right now, looking at the bush that I found him in once, just to see if he's hanging out there or not. And I may start putting it in different places just to see like if he's actually living on the property or not. Wow, I'm up to 706 subscribers. Cheers. Thanks for that. It's a busy night for the goofballs, too. I saw my neighbor, I'm pretty sure it's my neighbor directly across the alley, has what I call my gray buddy, my little gray buddy. He's a very chatty cat. Usually when he sees me, as soon as we lock eyes, he does that thing where he's like bouncy running everywhere. And then he just, figure eights and hangs out and we'll chill for a little while. I saw him for the first time like a week ago. They had put a little Halloween, uh, not quite shirt, almost like a cape on him, which I was about to cut it off because I thought it was a little tight and I didn't want it to like mat the fur there by fucking up the thermal. If your fur is crushed and it is no longer providing you heat because it has nowhere to store the heat. But it was nice and loose, so I left it on there for now. But I don't like the fact that they have an outdoor cat that they put a cape on, because if the cape gets stuck on something, he might get stuck. So I do have scissors by the door in case, if I next time I see him, if it looks like the cape's getting caught on anything, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna remove the cape. Like, sorry, like I know it's not mine to do, but I'm not gonna let this cat get fucking hung up on a fence or something. Especially if it starts to compress the fur and then the cat's freezing its ass off while it's trying to run around. We'll see. I'll make a judgment call the next time I see him. Have a good evening, Charles Williamson. Thanks for stopping by. Uh, I'll be here Tuesday night for Halloween. I'll probably be tired as shit after doing these long days, but they did approve overtime for the green light project, so that just means I'll be able to pay off bills a little bit easier, especially with the holiday season coming up and me having nobody to buy anything for, and I'll just buy myself something cool. Or us, even. Like I said, I'm still waiting. I actually haven't even been to the bank yet with with the coins, with the channel money for the coins that I rolled up. Um, is Christian Herald referring to barf circles? What? Telephones? The special cone formations. Ah. Yeah, I figure I'll do something different with the cones every once in a while. Okay, all the cats are gone. I guess we can go ahead and... Oh, right. That would probably help if I selected the correct feed when I did that. It's usually helpful in that situation. Sally, Sally, don't ever wander away from the alley and me. Is that a song or something? Do I have any coffee left? A little bit. No, I don't. So now it is raspberry tea. Hey, if you're newish here, I don't do alcohol. Used to, stops, not for any particular reason, just stops, and now I do cannabis instead. Transferred the feed to my phone, went to bed, and have 3 cats on the bed already, says 404. Yeah, if I'm chilling out, like napping out in the living room, I usually have 2 cat, but if I wake up from nap time, there's usually spazzes on my chest. Like, I sleep sideways, so she's usually tucked into the pocket. Lee is usually sleeping on my legs. Tiny Mama will be sleeping, or Ronnie will be sleeping directly above me, like on top of the cushion. And then Tiny Mama or Ronnie will be sleeping on the um, ottoman that's right there as well. So I'm usually surrounded by kitty cats. Jack Attack, have you karaoke effects any songs yet? No, I'm just kind of, I got like a little list of derpy stuff to sing at the beginning, like Baby Shark, which I believe 404 recommended. I had that note there. But I have just some things like that. I mean, I'm sure I've only officially sung karaoke once in my life. And that was why known as Big Brown Beaver, but apparently I did okay. I don't know. Graham Shaw, alright guys, I'm really off this time. Good night and thanks. Thank you, Graham Shaw. Have a good night if you're still here. Thank you for stopping by. An emergency response vehicle with blues has the right of way over pretty much anything. This would be true. Over here would be, well, blues and reds, usually both. Usually both. Seems like the stream is stable. Let's see here. Let's see, I talked about, oh, yeah, other news, other important news. I forgot about that. Season 12 of Aqua Teen Hunger Force has been announced. Fuck yeah. So I didn't see when it was coming out. I just saw that it was announced. So that should be awesome. I guess they're bringing that back, which is absolutely beautiful. Fucking love that show. Christian Herald says they are late. Are you? You were in here earlier. Is it time? Oh yeah, it is time. Yeah, it is ThermoWhoofle time. 7:30. Thank you. You gotta throw them flames up, people. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on. ThermoWhoofle. Let me turn the camera up a little bit. I have to get some sort of like a more proper mount for it, because right now it's literally, it's wherever I'm aiming like the bent cable. And it has a piece of electrical tape holding it in place. I need to get like something better. Fire stinger. Alright. ThermoWhoofle tab. Ooh, come on. And woofle. Whee! And as a reminder, this is thanks to 404 Not Found. They are the ones that suggested turning the camera up. Thus making the discovery of our new signature woofle. Boom. Let me do one much lower. Let's see what that looks like. That's cool. Alright. Woofle-tastic. What's the hot spot in the middle? If you mean bottom, center, sort of left, that is the mission control camera. If you mean where it says like R0, think R0 just means reference 0, and the warm spot is actually where the soot would be. Flumes, flume, flumey. Flumes, flume, flumey. Why does that sound a little weird? Oh, there we go. That's better. Sometimes it's just, I really think the monitor on this gets a little weird sometimes. We'll let that, oh, that's actually pretty much kind of cooling off relatively quick. Oh, and the thing in the upper left, that's the fan blade from the ceiling fan. The lower one wasn't as impressive. Yeah, we'll hang them high, as it were. That's not a great expression to use, is it really? We'll hold it higher. All right. Oh, I don't know if you heard that or not. Barking spider walked by. Zoop. The chopper. Get to the chopper. Yeah, all right. Let's. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did that. Okay. Well, not posting. I've seen regular. What? Toasted bed bug delights tonight. Okay. I'd make a holder and 3D print for the camera. That's probably what I am going to be doing, Coach Seagal. It's something I also want to be able to just elevate it a little bit off the monitor so it's not catching this so much warmth, like ambient warmth from the 4K monitor it's sitting on. Because I do think that's part of why it recalibrates a little more often than maybe it normally would. Figure it's worth the try. Also, it probably doesn't help that a lot of times I forget and I just leave it plugged in for like a day or two, and I'm pretty sure it stays fully active for that day or two. So that's obviously not any good. Franco Walker is going to bed. Don't be sorry, buddy. Like, people get tired. I actually, actually had a nap before the stream started. Well, I'm sorry, before Clive's stream started. I was just kind of sitting there and I went, you know what? I'm suddenly just a little tired, so watch this. And I just took a damn nap because, I mean, I'll tell you what, that is one advantage of like being single and not having anyone else living with you or any of that good stuff is like, if you get tired, man, yeah, I'm tired. Lay down, take a nap. That's it. that's all we do. So I highly recommend it. Well, being single, I guess that's, your mileage may vary, but if you're able in your life to just go, you know what, I'm tired, just gonna lay down, take a nap, just go for it. Naps are awesome if you can take them. Well, yes, Chipmunk, it is quite enlightening. Yeah. Have you got a neighbor that's chucking out Wi-Fi on the same channel as you, causing interference? That's probably not the neighbors, and my neighbors, like, each one of them has one around me. I'm the one that has around a router and multiple repeaters, because my house has lattice, like plaster over expanded steel in the walls, so Wi-Fi in the house is a nightmare. So I'm using a TP-Link 1 mesh setup, which I know isn't the best way to do it. But at the time, that was just when I needed it. That's just what worked at the time. That was easy with the situation and all the shit. So I'm just kind of running with it. And I do still need to shuffle the network upstairs more now. Just haven't quite gotten to it because for the most part it works. But I don't know why like today it went with Wi-Fi over Cat 6. Like, I got gigabit Ethernet for a reason, because I got gigabit Ethernet because I got gigabit internet. So I don't know why it went to Wi-Fi. It's supposed to use that secondary. Because as soon as I turned Wi-Fi off, the Ethernet kicked right in like nothing. I mean, I didn't even have to restart the stream. It just, doop, just started working again. So I don't know. My ex used to keep on me about being lazy, says Chippy. Eh, me, you sleep all the time. Her, I have fibromyalgia. I am familiar with that. Me, I have sickles. Well, yeah, yeah, that kind of, yeah, I can see how that goes. There's just something intrinsically wrong with them. Okay. Being signal means I have 3 spare bedrooms full of junk. I actually have well, I set up, it says a Brit, I actually set up a guest bedroom slash storage room just because like I had an entire bedroom worth of extra stuff. So I was like, well, just put it in there. And I have some basic storage stuff in there as well. Like the extra TVs up there, the Chromecast. Like literally if someone said, hey, I need to crash, I could be like, it's just right there. Like the bed is made. Like, you know what I mean? And then the other bedroom is storage and attic. And then down here I have my bedroom and then a room that is currently storage but will eventually be a big bathroom. And then downstairs, most of that is going to be my new lab slash work area. Are you getting the full what? Gigabit speed scruff? Let's find out. Let's see. Let's see if I can drag the stream down by doing a bandwidth test. Hold on, let's see here. We'll find out in a second, I guess. It is connecting. There's no great way to share this. What if I do that? Oh, that might work. Yeah, there we go. So 772 down, it's megs download, and yeah, I'm feeling like I got plenty of overhead for the stream. So yeah, I'd say they're getting a pretty good speed going right there. Ooh. Thanks for helping us reach 50 billion. That's great. Can you get out of the way? Because now the only way to close that is to show my IP. Hold on. That's great. Flooded. So yeah, we're doing all right. 772.917. That's respectable. All right. Let me put chat back up here. There we go. I love the fact that my fiber ends in my basement. Like I can go touch it and kiss it and hug it and cuddle up with it. Yeah, actually, I showed Rob Worrell on here. Like he almost choked the one day I was on Discord and he wanted to see it. And I showed him while it lied. He almost choked. Like he is. I don't understand. Like I've always heard that Europe had like smoking hot fucking internet that was cheap as shit, and like it was told to me basically that everyone in Europe and Great Britain and all that and all y'all people had like dirt cheap fiber internet. Everybody was like 500 and screaming all this shit, and I was like, damn, that sucks. How did they do it? But then I start talking to all y'all and like everyone's got shitty internet. Like it's ridiculous. Chipmunk gets 8121. Well, a little extra overhead never hurts. But no, I never I always thought it was weird that everyone said like Europe got all this like free internet and were severely discounted, and then it's just like, no, they don't. Like apparently, like from my understanding, apparently over here in the U.S. we have like way better internet availability. I can only assume that's because we're fat and lazy and we don't want to go anywhere, so we just want to sit on our internet and watch TikTok and YouTube and shit like that. MK wants to call it George, and hold it and squeeze it and love it and call it George. 1 gig and 10 gig works perfect here. They are offering 3 gig symmetrical on my road shortly, says 404. Where are you, like, you know, I actually have to say, if you can, like, what country, like, rough geological area are you in that you got 3 gig coming? Xfinity, like Comcast around here, they have something they're calling 10G internet, which I don't know if it's actually 10 gig internet because they advertise it as like 1.5 or like 2 gig or something. So I don't know where the 10G comes from. I think they're saying it's twice as fast as 5G, so they're calling. I think it's just a sales gimmick bullshit. 404 is in outer London. Okay. So you are getting some good stuff. Paul Norman is out, needs to sleep. See you next week as well. Oh, yeah, next week I'll have to write that down. I want to see to talk to you about something that you mentioned on Clive stream a couple weeks ago. See how that power thing's going. Anyway, Maurice Walker has 1 gig down, 50 megs up for £40 a month in Germany. That's not bad. Or 40, yeah, 50 gigs up. Like, that's not bad. Like, I'm sure I'd be just fine with 50 gigs if I didn't. Damn, that shit is loud. Like, I'd probably be fine with a 50 gig upload if I didn't, like, stream. Like, most people, I assume, would be great with 50 megs. I just got 1 gig because it was cheaper than fucking Comcast's. With Comcast, I had 220 for like $20 more a month. And then I saw this special for the fiber when they started. Verizon Fios offered their upgraded fiber package. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go pay $20 less for like 5 times the speed and as symmetrical. So like, does anything happen at 45? Not, nope, nope. After after 7:30, there's nothing on the schedule. We're just chilling and chatting, and we'll do toasts and woofles there, Christian. Go for a little. We've still got 90 some people watching, so we'll go till at least 8 o'clock. Well, at least 15-20 more minutes, I would say. Just inside the M25. I guess that's a highway. I feel like a lot of your roads have M on them for some reason. But what does M stand for? Is that like metro or median strip? No, my gigabit internet. I see everyone's putting prices. As some of them is was it 108 a month for gigabit that actually works as gigabit. Oh, M's motor. Oh, right, motorway. Yeah, we don't use motorway over here. Like interstate, yeah. M stands for overcrowded. Yeah, you ought to try driving Washington, D.C. They have 495. That's their beltway, as we call it. You know, the one that circles just the outer skirts of this main thing. You know what I mean? And that basically, if there is sun out, it is a gigantic round 4 to 8 lane in some places parking lot. And if the sun goes down, it is basically just a slower moving or a slightly faster parking lot. Like, it is the worst traffic like I've ever had to deal with. And I had to drive in that shit for like 12, 13 years every goddamn day for work. You know, when I get hired, my boss is like, look, we ain't going to send you down to DC from Baltimore every day. Don't worry. 12 years later, I'm like, I'm a little worried now because I'm still fucking going down there. But, yeah. 495 in DC sucks. Luckily, I don't have to deal with that hardly ever anymore. Rifleman says we have freeways, 14 lanes that during rush hour become huge parking lots. See, it's amazing because it's literally what happens. You add more lanes and then more people go because they heard there's more lanes and your traffic just still exists. Apparently, that's like a known phenomena of adding lanes causing actually causing more traffic at times. So apparently they just try to add them at this point just when they just need the flow. They just know it ain't gonna move any faster. They just need it to just move at all. T. Oh yeah, Christian Herald. Try lanes that are dynamically switched direction. We have some bridges like that, like the Bay Bridge. It goes over the Chesapeake Bay, like if you're going down to Ocean City. Or there is it still just two spans, or is it three? But every span, like the lanes, you can change the lanes either way depending on where the traffic is. Like, if it's on like Fridays, they'll have more lanes going to the beach than coming from the beach. And then on Sundays and Mondays, they have more lanes coming from the beach than going to the beach. And if you're not careful, like the only thing that's separating you is a couple of cones and maybe an electric sign. Um, that's always fun. Especially if it's on a Friday morning and you're just trying to go to work out there and you're like, what the fuck? I need more coffee to figure out where you assholes are putting me, because you'll be crossing in and out and from one span to the other and all this other dumb shit. Oh, here's something. We do this in the US for, I don't quite understand it. I'm wondering if they do it in other countries. Do you get that thing where you get the cops will do what they call like traffic flow control, where like on the Beltway, and they always seem to do it around like lunchtime, a little after lunchtime, around here on the Beltway, where a state trooper will pull out and just start weaving across the road and stop the flow of traffic. It's at one point entirely. Like there's nothing going on. There's no accident. There's nothing special happening. But they will just stop the flow of traffic for like 5 to 10 minutes and then let you go again. No idea why they do that. I've read all these different explanations, and like none of them really make much sense to me. Like they're saying, "Oh, well, if there's a knot of traffic ahead, this helps alleviate that knot." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're just creating another one. So is it really helping?" I mean, like if you're letting them go in 5, 10 minutes anyway, they're just going to hit that knot of traffic anyway. But then sometimes they do it, and there is no traffic. It's like they just get bored and do it. Craig Matthews says, "Is it true that you don't have average speed cameras in the States?" I don't know. Do you mean like things you drive by and it'll tell you what speed you're going? We have those. I don't know what you mean by average speed cameras, so maybe not, Craig Matthews. 404 says we have overhead gantries with speed limit changes. I think it's Virginia has some speed limit signs. I think they may even automatically change based on traffic or can be manually done. But I know Virginia has some traffic signs that will change the speed limit. Don't know that I've seen that in Maryland too much. Maybe out in Western Maryland. Sometimes it's allow emergency services free access, is Frost Ryan. Yeah, I could see, like, I understand, but like they do it 7 days, or at least 5 days a week. I know on work days, they do it 5 days a week at pretty much the same time. It's around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Kind of weird. Average speed cams work in pairs. Oh yeah. We have those. Yeah. Actually, there's a set of those on Route 200, which connects 95 to 295. They got those the camera sensors. Yeah, they sometimes they'll put those on like New Jersey Pike. I don't know if Jersey Pike has them, but as an example, with the New Jersey Pike, like you literally have to pay a toll. Last I saw was like every couple miles you got to zing through a little toll thing, couple quarters, or like a electronic pay thing. And what some places will do, if they have checkpoints like that or tolls, they'll start dinging you and clocking you and doing the average speeds. Yeah, we do absolutely have that. Gasmaster says Virginia and Georgia have LED speed limit signs. Okay, yeah, I know I've seen that. Um, but yeah, they do have average speed cameras set up. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yes, they do absolutely have that here. They've actually been around for that I am aware at least 25 years. That I've seen sit-ups like that I can come to think of. The UK has roads with a hard shoulder turned into an active lane. Yeah, we got says Christian. We have a lot of hard shoulders here that Nimrods now use as a fucking active lane all the time. And then, like, there's been a lot of bad accidents lately because of all these people. Just everyone's in a more of a hurry than the other guy, or they're more important, or like, I see a lot of these things nowadays where it's not that they need to drive fast, they just need to be first. They just need to be in front. Like, I've literally been driving in the fast lane on the highway, 55 miles an hour, doing 70. It's real life, folks. That's what happens. Doing 70 miles an hour, had someone like come over, and I pass them, and then have them speed up to get in front of me, and then slow down because they just needed to be in front. Like, that's all. Like what is that? Or you get people, when you're zinging up and you're trying to get through traffic because you got something to do, and like you'll get what I call the hero, the person that's doing 55 and a 55 and just stays in that fast lane when there's nothing else going on. I call them heroes because they think they're saving the day when actually they're causing more of a traffic problem. Because now everyone that was doing 65 is pissed. So when they pass him, now they're going to do 75 for the next 5-10 miles because now they're pissed off. Like, people don't think of this. You're just angering people and causing a more dangerous situation. I'm just fucking going on, ain't I? Ooh. Ooh, sorry. I did not mean to whistle. Well, now ever since a couple years ago, when the police decided they didn't want to risk a couple years ago, like, nobody cares anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous on the road. Like, I used to love driving. Like, it used to be anything would bug me. Man, just let me jump on the bike. Well, I'm sorry, the motorcycle. Should be more specific. Jump in the Suburban, go for a drive down Loch Raven, or just, sometimes just get on there and just do a loop on the Beltway. Fucking 80 miles an hour on the bike, just catch the air, just look around, avoid people, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, not between 1 and like 2:30, let the drunks get off the road, but you know what I mean. But now, like, there are too many morons on the road that every time I drive, I'm just frustrated. Like, I can't stand driving now. And it used to be like my number one, like, booyah. Now it just sucks. And that's a shame. And you can't go anywhere because everyone's driving like an idiot. Like, even going deep in the Loch Raven, like where I did the live stream a couple weeks ago, like, that's a fun place to ride because it's got all the curves. And back in the day, we would go up in there and drive like idiots. But when you saw someone else coming, you went, I'm going to calm down here. You just take time. You don't want to do something stupid. You see a people somewhere, or when you get close to the area where you know there's a lot of people, you slow down, you chill out. You don't do that. Or you just don't drive like an idiot during the day. You wait till it's at night and you know nobody's around except for other idiots. Well, that doesn't count anymore. You got people zinging through there like it's fucking Moto Speedway, noon on a Sunday when there's people walking around, people almost getting hit by cars, all kinds of crazy shit. 404, what's the fastest speed limit there? That I am aware of in Maryland, it is 75 miles an hour out on Route 70 and out towards Western Maryland. Your average speed limit is 55 on most highways. 95 has some 65 sections, but the standard in Maryland is 55 to 65. Saying the Magic Puffy driver is not allowed to drive until November because they had a seizure in June and can't drive for 6 months. Yeah, I've experience with that, not personally, but no, not personally, but in my life, I've kind of dealt with that. What motorbike did you have, says Mr. 8Cake? I currently have a 1995 Honda CBR 600 F3 Super Sport. 600, oh yeah, obviously 600. Carbureted, it's been jetted, has Vance and Hines exhaust on it, a 2001 F4. I did half digital, half analog gauge set, a bunch of shit to it. I just got to fix it up and get it back on the road. Needs tires, needs new tires, the old Michelins. What are they, Michelin something 2s from fucking 10 years ago? CPCS, C something 2s, I think they were. They were rated for like 80 degrees in the rain, something stupid like that. Does the US not have a national speed limit here like we do in the UK? No, it is state by state. Well, I guess county roads can set their own. I think it's just based on the level of where you are and what type of road you have. Honda, Mr. Rick. Yes, I mean, if Chevy made a motorcycle, I would have a Chevy motorcycle, but they don't. So I think anything Honda is good, especially their engines, especially their small engines and motorcycle engines. They're just fucking great. Generator engines, anything like that. I like Honda motorcycles. I mean, I like Suzuki's and I like most of the motorcycles out there, but I have experience with Honda, so if I get another motorcycle, it'll probably be a Honda, like maybe a Goldwing or one of them, something bigger, something where I can lean back in so my neck doesn't hurt quite as often. Crossroads have witches. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Randy, 1979 Vice. Admiral Tiger, numbskulls who think they're race car drivers on the street. Yes, everyone drives a race car nowadays. They go to Pep Boys, they buy a $20 chrome muffler, they sawzall their old piece of shit off, they cram it up there with some duct tape and coat hangers, and suddenly they think they're fucking like race cars and NASCAR and all that shit. And they generally sound like a dying llama in a blender when they drive by at full throttle. Well, my old boss, when I was a theatrical rigger, both working in theaters and building them, my boss had a Goldwing, big monstrous thing. But I mean, it was a fucking Cadillac, Cadillac of the road, as it were. So that was fine. Now we're over 1,000 views already. Not bad, people. Good job. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. Let's do a toast to 1,000 views on this stream already. I think that's already broken a record. Like, I don't think most of these streams reach 1,000, so fuck it. Bumblebee in a fart can. Absolutely redneck atheist. You know what I'm talking about. Just think 1998 to 2010 Hyundai's imports. I mean, small American cars too. Anyway, cheers to like a good stream so far. Cheers to everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I actually wrote that up in a write-up. So on the forklift I featured in that video I released, the public video, on a style like that, we when the MDUs, the master drive units, that would be like basically the differential. Like you got the traction motor, this big fucking fuck off traction motor that sits on it. And instead of having like a drive shaft, it's just the hub is right there, the wheel bolts to it. So like everything kind of sits over the wheel. And when those things go up, we had one go up that the gear and the bearings were so bad that when you drove it, you push forward, it go, and then when you pulled it backwards to plug it, which is basically when you're plugging it, it's basically the controller's taking the AC coils and just kind of shorten them together a little bit here and there to really use, I guess you'd call it counter magnetism to slow the truck down. And it would do that and it would hit the bearing the wrong way. So you'd go, it was like fucking Fast and Furious. It was funny as shit. Because of course it broke down on the other side of the warehouse. So no shit, I had to drive this thing almost 3/8 of a mile across the warehouse. And you can goddamn guarantee I was shifting gears the whole way. People were watching, they were laughing. I'm just like, Fast and the Furious forklift right here. And I wrote up in the ticket, started forklift, okay, no problems. Started driving lift towards shop. I literally wrote, sounded like a 1995 Honda Civic with a $20 Pep Boys exhaust installed on it. And I sent that into Amazon Fleet for approval to change their MDU as the symptom of failure. And it was approved. And then after I replaced the MDU, wrote in my ticket, replaced MDU, topped off fluids, reassembled, tested unit. Sounded like a 2021, what did I say? 2021 Tesla Model S Plaid. And then I wrote smooth, like all the O's, smooth. Like that's some of this dumb shit I put in some of these tickets. Because I look at it this way. If you're working in a fleet office dealing with fleet tickets and all that, like your job sucks. Like I'm sorry, like that is a boring fucking job. I had to deal with being a manager for a year and a half, so I know how fucking boring it is reading write-ups and shit like that. So if I, every once in a while I'll put some dumbass shit in there so that hopefully at least somebody along the ways will at the very least look at it and go, yeah, like just something different. And nobody's yelled at me yet about it, so just gonna kind of keep doing that every once in a while. Like what the fuck? What's up? Someone bloody random. Dance to the crest. Approved. Family. I do some goofy write-ups every once in a while. I had one where I was out back of a Lowe's, like Home Depot, home improvement store, plywood, hammers, drills, nails, shit like that. I was out back of a Lowe's, and and the behind like the loading dock area where we were working on forklift was just a blank field. It was just like overgrown overgrown grass, and just like like looked like a weed tea, just wild field. Everything's like 2 or 3 feet tall. So we had to do our job site assessment to write up any possible hazards that could affect us while we're doing our job. So I wrote up, and part of the assessment, that the field next to the work area had overgrown glass, and there may be raptors in the long grass, as a Jurassic Park reference. I've actually used that a couple times when I've come up to working in next to open fields that I feel the possibility of being attacked by a raptor may necessitate additional safety precautions, because I don't think they care about cones. And I'll send that shit right in. It's like, whatever, man. You just gotta have fun. Like, some of the dumbest shit you gotta do at work, like, you just gotta try and have fun with it. As best as you can, anyway. You know what I mean? Because if you have to do something for work, like these damn write-ups or shit like that, then just try to be as goofy as you can with it without getting fired. And there are the occasional things where as my one manager puts it, there are a few times where I've had to have my PP smacked. But that's, I mean, I'm a little bit autistic, so I mean, that's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just don't want to hear the bullshit. And sometimes I tell people that my true feelings, like when you're on a call and they're like, look, you can listen in, but don't don't say anything. I'm all right. I'm not going to tell people reality and that they're idiots, even though you really, my PP, yes, my PP, my ding ding. Snakes in the wild are absolutely free. Yes, they may be a little bitey, but they're usually fine. I'm not. Well, I've caught ringneck snakes when I was a kid. I had the little ones about as big as a pencil. They're like a dark-ish gray with usually pink and orange collar, like marking on their necks. Besides that, I haven't really had many wild snakes. Crosshank, my dingaling, oh my dingling, want to play with my dingaling. Hello, dingaling. Goodbye, dingaling. I want to play with my dingaling. All right. Or I could be the worst guys with the rocket cars that sound like a motorbike, says Randy in 1979. Yeah, It's bad enough when you're driving like an asshole, but when you're audibly being an asshole too, it's really annoying. I mean, luckily I have a the radio in the work van is not bad. It's a 2021 Ford Transit set up as a work van, like stored shit in the back and firewall and security wall and all that. But the speakers are actually pretty good in it. It's not bad. It's not. Does it have a CD? No, it doesn't have a CD player, but I just run Spotify through it if I need like actual music. But no, the work vans like, and what's neat is with since basically all your auto manufacturers nowadays have cell phones in their vehicles anyway. Um, Ford offers like with the Ford app, you get like free remote start and door unlock through the app, which is nice because I've had remote start on pretty much every vehicle I've owned, including the motorcycle. Don't worry, I got safeties on it so it doesn't like start and drive away. Um, and it's nice that I finally have a work van that now has a remote start because sometimes it's a little fucking chilly out there on a morning. Ford Bose. It might be the Bose system. I should probably check the or does Ford have a Bose? I thought GM was Bose. But it may have the upgraded audio system because it's got the bigger screen on it. It's not like a touch screen, but it's got the 7-inch LCD screen, you know, with the mandatory backup cameras, which was that 2018 in the United States. Backup cameras were mandatory, I think it was. But it comes apparently comes with a 7-inch and like a 4-inch version, and then like just a busted ass shit radio version. But I got the 7-inch screen, but it doesn't have the CD player. But it automatically connects to my work phone, so I just run Spotify through that if I'm not listening to or was it the Bay 100.7 kind of oldies. You know, all the shit that I listened to when I was a kid. And actually, the DJ in the morning actually went to school with the DJ in the morning. Steve Huber, which he goes by Steve Huber. I'm not like, you know, doxing him or anything. He goes by that online, but I actually went to school with him. That's cool. They have like a line you can text in with like trivia things, and I'll text them every once in a while. Good station. I do listen to some newer music. I listen to my older music. It's whatever sounds good. You know what I mean? Ford. I'm not a Ford person. Definitely like, I don't know. I got a Chevy bow tie tattooed over my heart that I did one day when I got bored. Like what was it? It was at my old studio apartment. It was a Saturday night. I was chilling, wasn't doing much, and I was waiting for something to start. What was I? I was waiting for a live stream to start. I mean, this is like, was it a live stream or like a TV show or Christ? Yeah, I was old enough. It may have been like fucking something pay-per-view. I was waiting for something to start, and then like a tattoo special came on, like history of tattoos, and like at that point I'd been like, I had a homemade tattoo rig that I think I still have somewhere in the house. Like I did, like, I mean, you've seen the Scruff Dog. I did Scruff Dog. I did all this stuff. I have other ink I've done. I got bored, so I just like watching this thing, and I kind of got the itch. So I grabbed my shit and I just fucking sit there and just did a fucking bow tie over my heart. Because the only thing I've ever owned that wasn't a Chevrolet is my Honda motorcycle. I'm just Chevy fanboy, as it were. Don't like Fords, but at least me and Ford got one thing in common. We don't like Dodge either. But every manufacturer has their advantages and disadvantages, so it's all good. Well, I am still running my mouth, and I said 15, what, a half hour ago? I said it'd be 15, 20 minutes. That's fine. I'll just keep talking. Like the count just went up. Like there's still people showing up. Hey, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I guess while we're here, before everyone leaves, like I ain't shutting it down yet, but instead of Wednesday, I'll be doing a Halloween Tuesday thing. I'm gonna start at 4:05, like my normal, like the normal start time. And I guess we'll see how tired I am because that'll be day 2 of extra long day. But I'll be sure to, I'll make sure I'm out of there by like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Get in here, take a shower. Take a shower. And get online. We have, it's kind of going to be like a combination of all the Wednesdays. I got some Lego stuff, probably play some games, like some little minor games, chill and chat. Like, as I'm doing like I know, as like, but do it casually. Like, I know if I'm doing Legos before, I'm pretty much kind of paying attention. Do casual Lego build, just a couple small things. You know, if I play a game, I'll play like a spooky, like these little couple mini games that look like they might be fun, like quick games. But I'll play it casual so we can all still talk. Not like when I'm playing like liminal games and I don't really chat much. This will be a really relaxed, just try to keep everything chill stream for Halloween. If you're available, you know. The pumpkin will come back too. Ooh, look. Dinosaur's battery's dying. I have to charge that. I haven't charged any of this shit. I'm sorry. I haven't charged any of this stuff in like 3 weeks. So it's doing pretty good. The skull died. That's over there charging. Now there's the cat. It's like over there. The battery that drives Mouse's mini computer, that thing is like kick ass. And that was just something I found laying around. That's a really nice battery. Oh, and the batteries and the candles, and 2 of the candles are dead. I gotta convert them over to USB. Get some of my vape batteries in there. Lock Watcher has a VW diesel Jetta. Are you in the? Is it new enough to require DEF, or are you still being able to drive it as a normal car? I can't imagine what's going to happen once they get past these DEF regulations and they start producing cars that don't require DEF anymore. The price on that shit is going to go fucking skyrocket insanely on people that have to deal with that shit. I can't imagine. Like, we were talking about that at work the other day. What's going to happen to DEF prices once they get past that, because DEF was only made to be a band-aid for like the next generation, what in the forklift world we call tier 5 and tier 6 emissions. Upcoming, I don't know where, if they use the same tier schedule thing in the automotive world or not. Is DEF the same as AdBlue? Yes, it is. DEF is diesel exhaust fluid, and AdBlue is a manufacturer's, like a manufacturer of it, kind of like Xerox machines. Everybody calls it a Xerox machine, but it could be made by anybody. It's just a copy fax machine. Is it a 14 plus liter that don't require, or 11 liter? We have up to 9 liters that have it. Right now, I don't know that we have anything with anything bigger than a 9 liter engine in it. As far as industrial that I normally deal with. What do the Rail Kings have in them? Because Rail Kings still use DEF. No, the Rail Kings, they just had a 6.7 diesel in them. That's right, that was a smaller diesel. No, I don't think I regularly deal with anything. I feel like the 13 liter Volvo had DEF. Because there's tailors down at the ports. From the top loaders, I think the 13 liter Volvo engines and the Taylor top loaders, I think those do have DEF, but I haven't been down there in a while. Not sure. It might be a horsepower rating. AdBlue is not a manufacturer, it's a term that companies can... Oh, okay. I thought they were a specific manufacturer. Ow. Ooh. My van just says Yuri on the dash when it runs out. Yeah, just pee in it. Yeah, before they came out with the quality sensors, that's basically people just peed in the tank. That go for that roughly 32.7% or whatever it is to water thing or ratio. 404 has an MK1 Audi TT Mark, or MK just Mark 1 Audi TT. That's twin turbo, isn't that? 404, if I'm not mistaken. I used to know a little bit more about Audis when I was in the parts, automotive parts sale business, but I don't really follow that a whole lot anymore. Just as much as I need to, anyway. D Woods says the blue def that is in most stores is made close to where I am. I imagine there aren't many places that would actually have to manufacture it, like just put it in a different label bottle. Seems like the price for it is fairly competitive. Like nothing's really a whole lot more than the other because it's just synthetic piss and distilled water. For a single turbo, 220 brake horsepower. All right. Oh, I always thought TT was like a twin turbo thing. AdBlue is cheap. Yeah, I can't like. There's not much to it. All right, let's see. Talking about AdBlue, I don't really have any cool AdBlue stories. Like I work on shit that takes def. Like I'll tell you what, I'm not real impressed with def systems in the industrial environment because man, these things go bad all the time. And the problem is they're constantly coming out with different revisions of it, like slightly different setup, slightly different valving, slightly different hose routine. So every time you have one piece of a def system go bad, you have to replace the entire fucking thing. Because you may be trying to put a third revision pump on top of a fucking seventh revision module that's controlling, being controlled by a computer with fifth revision software in it. It is ridiculous. Like that shit is not very durable in the industrial environment. Which is, it's just annoying. And like they're all like the same system. It's just shit's just shaped slightly different. TT named after Torch Trophy on Isle of Man, says Dan. What's up, Dan? In trucks, we get dash warnings if the AdBlue is about to run out, giving us maybe 10 miles before the truck goes. Jeez. On the forklifts we have, you get at... God, now you're trying to make me remember shit here. I think it's at 20%. You get the blinky light, and then like 10% you get like a noisy light. 5% I think it's kind of like I think it stays noisy light till you get to 0, and then you get like a couple maybe a mile or two, and then it goes into one like limp 1, and then you keep going a little bit too much farther, and then it goes into limp 2, which is like 1 mile an hour. Like, and it just gets stuck at 1 mile an hour. That's like level 5 in the red. And then everything just, dashboard's all red, and just everything's going crazy. And at that point, if you're there running on level 5 for too long, it will just lock it in, and you have to have a service tech come out to clear the codes. That is one thing about def codes and emissions codes now. I know with Cummins and a couple other manufacturers, even if you fix the problem, something like that, you are required to have someone come out with a diagnostic tool to clear emissions codes so that, it is considered someone has verified that this has been fixed, just to help with emissions and shit. So that can get pretty annoying. But yeah, there ain't nothing like pulling up on a site and you're like, they're like, well, we got def over there. And I'm like, dude, that thing's fucking 500 feet away and this is going 1 mile an hour. You got a jug? No? Well, then you're going to have to pay. Like, I'm not going to sit here for an hour driving this thing over there to fill it with def. I'm going to go open my gallon jug, put it in there, clear the code, and then we're going to drive it over. And then you got guys that store all their def outside and wonder why there's like shit floating in it, water's getting in it. Percentages is all fucked up, got algae growing in it, and suddenly they're like, well, why do I gotta replace my def system, every 6 months? Have you looked at your def system? Have you looked at the write-ups where we've said it sucks, like moving inside, or just get the gallon jugs, because that's really the best way to do it. you get the individual gallon jugs, you know you always have a sealed, proper solution. The 55-gallon jug thing is no good unless like you own like a big fucking company that's going to go through that thing in like a week, if not, sooner. Like the big 55-gallon drums of death, like it's no good because you need that percentage to be really spot on for these quality sensors that are in the tank. It's a tri sensor. It measures temperature, clarity, and viscosity. Is that it? Temperature, clarity. I'm high. Because it has a visual sensor where it just shoots a beam of light to check for clarity and debris. I think it also has, it checks for degree. It does temperature, and I think it is viscosity. Me keeps hearing death as death. People keep getting their death outside. A gallon of death. Well, gallon of death. I don't know that. I used to drink a lot of pure grain and like moonshine. That feels like a gallon of death when you're drinking it. Holy shit. A redneck atheist smells like death. No, that's outside on a good day when you go across the bridge where the shit factory is or the shit plant is. We have a water treatment facility that, like, if I stick my head out the window the right way, you can see it. If you've been on the channel, I've flown over it with the drone. Boy, is that a fucking nice smell on a Monday after like Sunday night football. Like no shit. No pun intended. No joke. Like literally the day after Super Bowl, the day after World Series, the day after Stanley Cup, like the day after major sporting events. You drive by that thing in the morning. Ugh. And then you go by like in the summer that afternoon when it's summer, when everything has arrived. It is it's interesting. It is one of the like most horrible smells I've ever smelled, and I've smelled death. So like, it's right the fuck up there. Holy moly! Whew. Nobody on the cat cam. Anyway, whew, yeah. Talk about smells like death. Sorry. But yeah, AdBlue actually, if that's what you're referring to, yeah, AdBlue itself smells like I mean, it's ammonia. it's just, that's a horrible smell. Get that on your hands and you stink for a little while. My Jetta needs Blue Death at least once a year. It seems like most cars don't use it that much, which is really why I don't understand why people buy 55-gallon drums. Like, you don't use it that much. Blue Death equals cat peas, says Lockwatcher. Pretty much. Like the early farmers, like it's no joke. Like it is absolutely serious. The early farmers used to use cattle pee, cow piss, to put in their machines when they first figured out that it was just urea. Like they would piss in it, cow pee. Like it was interesting. That's why they had to get sensors to actually test the quality of it. I think I'll roll a joint later. You know what? I think what we'll do here, we got 8:30 rolling up. We'll hit that that old VT woofle, and then we'll start the process of gearing down. We'll get the credits rolling, and then we'll do a final toast on our way out. Because why the fuck not? Oh, I guess for those of you that have been here since the beginning, insanity, but appreciate it. Like when the dings go off on the notifications that show up over here, is it like a respectable volume? Is it like really loud? Is it like, I don't care if it's like a little bit low, but I just want to make sure they're not too loud. Christian Harold still wants Kevin as an executive producer. Well, Kevin, like maybe I should call him to see if he wants to get involved. You never know. Mr. E says 30-year-old cats. Didn't like I'm feeling like either the oldest dog or the oldest cat ever just died was like 34 years old. Does that sound familiar? Not too loud. They blend in nice. Ding. Hadn't really noticed. Pleasantly muted. All right, cool. I'll leave that volume where it is. That's all the sound effects at 10%, except for the goofball one. That's at like 15%. And then coming in to the feed to OBS, I have it turned down an additional 5 decibels down. So that's good. I don't want it, like, I'm not trying to turn this into like a gimmick gamer stream or anything like that. It's just nice to have a little thing just pop up, subtle. You know, I'm not going to be like and all that shit. Just a little thing to pop up just as a thank you, because it is appreciated. And I don't really see doing any more gimmicky stuff or signature moves or anything. Like, I don't mean that as a negative thing. It's just, I mean, that's literally what it's called. Although once we get past Halloween, I'm going to see if I can get like an overlay of like Christmas lights besides the actual Christmas lights I have. I mean, I have a lot of fucking Christmas lights. I'll see how many I put up in here. I'm not trying to do like 2 months of seizure shows with too many flashing lights in the background, but once Halloween passes, I will be putting up some Christmas lights. Like I said, I don't know if I said it on here. Like, I have Christmas lights in my work van. They're actually set to turn on every day. Like, you know, they get 6 hours on, 18 off. They're actually set to turn on every morning at 6:30 a.m. and run for 6 hours. And they've been in there for, I guess, since I got the van. So like even on weekends, because they're hooked up to my auxiliary battery. So even if something goes horribly wrong and that battery goes dead, the starting battery still works. I have an isolator in there that, you know, kicks in when it detects it's charging. But yeah, like, I even have Christmas lights all the time in my work van. I have some in the back too. Will your inflatable friend be joining us for the Halloween stream? I could go get the other one. I don't know if the fan's probably going to be a little loud, but I could go get the backup one that's downstairs and bring them in, because the one in the van has like oil and grease and shit on them now, just for being in there for since September of 2021 when I put them in there. Cream puff. What? Yeah, I could bring him up here for a minute. I mean, we'll have beefcake. I can bring Pennywise up here for a little bit. I can't imagine the fan isn't going to be real great. I would stick them out with the cats, but I don't want them to get like shredded, because they are sharp, and that is a very thin material that he is made of. So I don't want them to get shredded. But yeah, I can. I'll try to remember to bring them up. Oh, yep, it is woofle time. All right, let's see. Thermal view. Make sure that's good. Doesn't seem to be tripping out. It's a little tripping out. I think it's because it's getting warmed up from being plugged in for so long. Like I said, I'll see if I'm getting around to doing something to either print out or make something, just to elevate it a little bit off of that monitor, and also just to give it a little, so it also gets some airflow under it to keep it not too warm, but not, obviously you don't want air flowing over it, because I can only imagine it's going to skew it. But it is a little, hey, thanks, Aiden. Welcome. But it is a little flashy right now, just warning you. Like strobe-ish warning. You see what I mean? Let me get through this. But here we go. Ooh, that one was pretty good. It's not horrible. And one more, a little closer to the face hugger. The thing you see on the left, just below center, is Freddy the face hugger. We'll warm him up. And if you don't know, my ceiling is treated with fire resistant materials, but you should always check anyway. The foam doesn't really seem to mind the fire. I mean, that's I've tried to light it on fire to check the flammability of it. The foam does not sustain fire. It barely smolders, so that in itself is good to go. All right. Let me get that out of there just because that's stroby. Hopefully we can get that sorted out. All right. Is Liz about? No, Liz, I don't know that Liz has made it this late to a later stream. I think, isn't she? I believe she may be asleep by now. I don't want to dox anybody. I think I know where she's from. But anyway, yes, the new transition is from the help of Coach Steve Seagal there. We both explore OBS stuff. We've both been getting back into learning more OBS stuff lately. So I guess we'll get ready to wind it down. I'm going to go ahead and flip on the credits, and then we'll do our toast. Let me make sure that's working there. We'll fade it in. Zoom. All right, everybody. Let's do one final toast. I'm going to do tea and do both vapes. Toast to you. Thanks for hanging out. A toast to Kevin in Ukraine. Gotcha. Slava Ukraini. Toast to the Goofballs. Toast to Christian Harold. Of our unofficial executive producer, Kevin of the Isle of Man. And toast to you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Good tea. Almost out of tea. Let me hit one of these vapes, and then we'll hit the other vape. Oh, fuck. See, now you gotta drink twice. Jim's tear down and fix his Scrufflog. Still here in the UK. Glad of the company. Been feeling rough the past couple days. Sorry to hear about that. Hope you pick up a little bit better. Feeling like doo-doo is never fun. Let me get this one in. Herb. To everyone that made it through the intro, it says a bird. Yes. That is amazing that I actually gained subscribers going through a computer restart, rebooting OBS twice, rebooting the computer. I almost rebooted the router because I thought that may have been why the Ethernet connection on this wasn't working, but I guess it just fucking wanted the wireless. Ooh, thank you, Frost Giant and Mr. Egg Cake. I suppose that's gonna pop up. Is that should pop up? It wouldn't be a stream without gremlins. Yeah, I don't. Let me kind of move over here a little bit. I don't know that I'll be able to ever do a stream without some sort of technical difficulty, and I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, it is. Sometimes it is quite a delay on the overlay. But thank you, Mr. Egg Cake and Frost Giant. Always appreciated. Where is it? That's the other thing. When it pops up there, I don't hear it. Even though I'm supposed to be able to hear it, I don't actually hear it. So that's kind of weird. Let me check. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's not showing the... Oh, yeah, you can kind of see the message underneath it. Yeah, it would be easier to see if I didn't have the Google thing or the Gaggle thing up. Oh, it converted it into dollars. That's... I don't know that I like that feature. I would rather show me like the currency it's in, because I find that shit fucking fascinating. Just to see like the different currencies. Like the first time I saw whatever SEK, whoever that is, whatever country that is, like I saw that get donated once. And I was like, that, what is that? Like, just, I like seeing different currencies. I'll have to see if there's a way to make it not do that. Chipmunk, anti-pot post to annoy Mr. Frost Giant. Well, thank you for that anti-pot post as I consume my extracted pot cannabis. I think everybody's on the well, just about everybody should be on the thing here. Hold on, no, now I'm gonna take more cannabis. Fuck, come on, people. All right. Who doesn't enjoy getting some sec every once in a while? Doot, doot. All right, everybody. I am, I don't know if I'm going to make cookies at this point. I'm really stoned. But if I make cookies tonight or tomorrow, I will film it and like throw it up there. But thank you everybody for the donations. Thank you everyone for hanging out through the fucking technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell happened there. that really like was frustrating. Obviously. Christ. But I will make sure to check that next time, I think, because now that I know what happened, I know what to check. So I'm going to go back after this stream and fix the rest of it, because I only fixed this microphone, but I know what to look for now as well. So hopefully that's just another learning experience. Hell. Anyway. All right. 2 quid for the flour. Hey, you know what? I just got some, is it King Arthur bread flour. So when I want to make some rustic bread, oh, that'd be great to do tomorrow. It's supposed to rain and shit. I got nothing else to do. I may make some fucking rustic bread tomorrow. That would be great. That and some, I got some real fucking butter. Oh my God. Like that's almost sexually salivating kind of flavor when you get that good fucking rustic bread with that crust. It's like you could like punch it and break your hand, but it just crunches so good. I'm gonna make some fucking bread tomorrow. Anyway, live stream the bread. I don't know how that would be kind of boring because then you'd be staring at it rise for an hour. Don't know that I'll live stream the bread. Let me make it first, and maybe the second batch I make, because I haven't made bread in like 5, 6, 7 years or something crazy. So let me try that first. Maybe I'll time lapse the rise. Ooh, that does a pretty good time lapse. Maybe I'll do a time lapse of the bread of the dough rising, and I'll throw that out there for fun. Is it dough or do? It's dough. D-O-U-G-H. Yes, we make bread with D-O-U-G-H. And we eat D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T-S. Donuts. Even though Dunkin' Donuts is D-O nuts. It's the other way. Anyway. Sexual bread. Oh, it is almost like one big boob. Cooking streams are more about hanging out with the other person, cooking rather than actually cooking. Yeah, that's kind of what I figure. But yes, dog nuts. Dog nuts. I'll see everyone Tuesday if you're going to stop by at the 4:05 normal start time. Little Halloween get together. And we'll just chill and hang like we do. A little bit of Lego, a little bit of gaming, probably a little bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, everything, you know. Thank God YouTube does not auto stop this shit. Thank you. There's a switch. Because it is pretty good that you can reboot a computer and then resume the stream. Thank the grass. Thank the sun. Thank Joe Pesci. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I will see everyone Tuesday or next Saturday or whenever I see you. Appreciate you hanging out through all this fun stuff. And I will see you later. We are out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and see ya.